Hey, what's up, everyone? I know you've probably been missing me the last few days. I've not posted for a little while in terms of day trade updates. This is the first one this week. I had a I had a bad loss on Friday. I was like $13,500 down on Friday, and it was all live streamed. So it was like, what's the point of doing a trade recap? Go and watch the live stream. Same thing on Monday, except on Monday it was absolute doozy. I gave back about just over 15% of my equity to the markets by trading like a complete doofus. And then I had a very poor start to Tuesday as well. So I kind of had to take a bit of a step back just from my mental health more than anything else. It had a severe impact. There's other things going on in my life as well that meant that I just didn't have the mental capacity to continue at that moment in time. So I took a couple of days away from streaming. Didn't stream yesterday, didn't stream today. Had just a very quick, easy day yesterday, and got green, got to goal, get out, walked away. And it was a relatively stress-free day for me yesterday. So a little over $6,000 yesterday. And today we've had, again, a relatively stress-free day. No streaming, so no pre-market trading at all. In fact, I was out doing my bits and pieces. I went into town and I was doing some shopping, retail therapy and all that. And I came back and it was 10 a.m. market time. Well, not quite, but 9:40 market time when I sat down in front of the screens at my trade station, and I thought I'll take a look. The market had already begun, and I thought, okay, I'll look to take a trade, and I didn't take a trade until I think the first trade I took was about 5 minutes to 10, so 9:55 or thereabouts on FRC. So FRC, First Republic Bank, was moving up in a lot of trouble, but they seem to be gathering momentum. So halted up a couple of times. I got in, bit of momentum, stuck in a halt to the upside. I had a trailing stop in place. So then I switched over and traded UPower, recent IPO. UPower, managed to get $5,000 on UPower. Whilst I was trading UPower, I got stopped out for $500 on First Republic. So across those, I was about 5,600 up by the time I finished trading UPower, because that moved up very well as well. So I was 5,600 up. My goal, as regulars to my channel are well aware of, this year, my goal is $6,000 a day. So I was very close to goal, and I was considering just leaving it there, walking away close to goal. But I thought, no, I'll take one more trade. One stock in particular was looking very volatile. It already halted twice, and big gaps up, big gaps down, and very narrow spreads in comparison. Good range on it, and on the basis of a rumor that a Hong Kong financial company had been accepted to be floated on the US stock exchange. So this was moving up. So it's Top Financial Group. It's had a wonderful day today. It moved up 260%. And it started just under $7. So yesterday's closing price, just under $7. And it moved up from $7 to $15 before pulling all the way back to kind of just under $10, and then moving all the way up to $24, $25. So $23.75, I think, was the peak. So across the course of that, it's about $22 worth of cumulative moves, because it moved up like $8, pulled back $6, $6, and then moved up another $12. So cumulatively across those two, there's $22 of bullish movement, and I managed to catch a huge portion of it. So much so that it looked at one stage when I was caught in a halt up at the top end. it looked like I was going to have the potential, if it had continued and gone up towards kind of $25, $26, I could have had my best ever trading day. Not had my best ever trading day. I've had my second best ever trading day, but I've had my best ever trade. My biggest, not just my biggest ever trade, but my best ever trade. The way I traded this today was on point. It was meticulous when it comes to risk management. It was meticulous when it comes to the entries and exits. I had stops in place. It feels like after taking a little bit of a step back, not completely a break, but a little bit of a step back, today I was trading the way that I was trading in March. I got my mojo back. I was chatting in the Discord, not streaming live today, but I'll be back at it tomorrow. So an hour before the market opens, come join me then. We'll discuss this trade and many others in the meantime. So not only have I managed to recover the huge draw, my largest drawdown of the year, in fact, probably my largest drawdown in over a year, I've recovered that drawdown. So back at the all-time highs on the month, back up the all-time highs on the year. And just what I would consider an easy trader today, a very easy trader today. I've gone into it on 3 attempts now, and all 3 attempts have been profitable. I'm finishing 77,000, so it's 10,000 higher than my previous biggest trade. So my last biggest trade was 67,000, and that was down to getting caught heavy size in a large gap up and it moving up 25%, and then kind of getting stopped out. So this one, I'll talk you through it. Why not? So this was, as I say, I came in. I was trading First Republic. So let's just flick across to First Republic. So First Republic here was where I started trading First Republic. As this moved up, new high of day, halt, again another halt, and I got into this one on this move here, and as this moved up, I managed to get a stop in place and the trailing stop in place, but it obviously pulled back and stopped me out here whilst I was trading United Power. So United Power, whilst I was trading UCAR, I got into United Power and started trading this on the way up here, and I managed to get a large portion of this move up here, and got $5,000 out of United Power or UPower. Then we traded Top Financial. So Top Financial, you can see this pretty much flat coming into the open, a little bit up, pulls back, it's below the VWAP, not really doing much. The volume's not great, but then you can see here it spikes up and then down. It moves up, then it starts to move up and down again. It's just going nowhere, very choppy, and then it moves up into a halt. First halt of the day. Resumes higher, so it gaps up, moves up, as it then flushed down into this level here, kind of 951. Then it moves back up into another halt at this level here, 954. It gaps down, moves up, and then into another halt here. So this is like the third halt before I've seen it. Well, I've seen it, but I've not taken, because it's on the scanners, it's on the signal. So I've seen it, but I've not been taking much notice, because I wasn't trading before this kind of time, and it came in and started trading around this time, but it was on the other stocks. But I've seen it on the things. So I'm seeing it's very volatile. It's halted. So I get back in, switch over to this one when I'm finished. Switch over to this stock, and I'm looking at the resumption. It gaps down. But it gapped down here as well. So last couple of halts, it gapped down and then moved up. So this one, it gapped down and then moved up. So I got in here as it broke a new high, just over $9. It gapped into a halt, gap up into another halt. Then it gapped down. I got stopped out here. As this pulled back, I then got back in as it moved up into another halt. A level resumption into another halt, and I doubled up my position here. It moved up. I got stopped out as it pulled back, and then moved up into another halt. And so I've got 5,000 shares here and halted. It resumed level, but flushed down, and I got stopped out. I had a 50-cent trailing stop loss, so I got stopped out as it flushed down. So that was a huge move up. And a shout out to Jack in the Day Trade with Tony Discord, who traded this move with me and managed to get 4 times his goal on this particular stock. It was really a relatively good trade. So traded this, and I was way over goal at this stage. It was about 30,000, 27, 30,000 up at this stage, or whatever it was. The huge gap down. Of course, this is a big move up. You can see how big this move up, but let's put it down to the scale, because as we see, that wasn't such a big move up a lot across the rest of the day. Anyway, so I get in again as this starts to make new moves here. I'm getting in at 11 into a halt, up again, and I get stopped out here. I get in again here as we break new highs, and holding a little bit, but then up into a halt again, stopped out on the way here. So as we break new highs here, I'm in again into another halt, gapped up this time into a halt, into another halt, gapped up into another halt, gapped up, and I managed to well, actually got stopped out on this candle here. And at this stage, up at the top end of this one here, I was looking at this, and it looked like I was going to have about $100,000 at the end of this day. It looked, and then it started to because it looked like it was going to resume at $24, and then it started to the spreads kind of started to narrow, and I thought, okay, is this going to resume at $24? And it didn't. It actually resumed at $22, and then moved up, and then I got stopped out. It did move back up again, and then pulled all the way back down into a halt to the downside. So I'm watching this for any kind of continuation over $20, and we got a little spike, didn't take it, but I did. Where did I trade this? As we got another move just after 1 p.m. Another move back up. I was able to trade this for a little bit more on this move here. So we move up, a bit of a fake out spike there, but then we started to move up here, and I got in there and I was able to get that a little bit of a move up there, and managed to get another 5K. I got another 5K on that. So that's where I'm finishing. It's still going, as you can see. The day's not finished. It is still going. It's still up at $18. It's still looking very favorable. It's getting a bit choppy now. There's a big spikes up, big spikes down. You can see. So I've decided, look, I'm not trading this anymore. I'm not going to overstay my welcome. It's arguably my best ever trade, certainly my largest ever trade, by a large shot. Prior to this, as I was mentioning, my biggest ever trade was only $67,000. My largest ever day, my biggest ever most profitable day was back in October 2021. And that was 102,000 trading. I think we traded 7 different stocks that day, but we didn't have one trade that was anywhere near this kind of size at that time. So the fact that if this had gapped up when it was looking to gap up to $24, I would have been over $100,000 on the day. But shoulda, woulda, coulda. I can potentially still trade this yet, but I'm not going to. It's as simple. I'm walking away ahead. I'm walking away back out of drawdown in a single sweep, and quite frankly, I'm happy enough with that. So let's take a look at the numbers. Let's take it, because I've not done a little one of these. So let's look at the statistics for the month. Let's look at the statistics for the year. Let's see where I'm at. I'm still not fully mentally right at the moment, but I'll be back at it tomorrow. So remember to join me tomorrow. But today has been a great confidence booster. I think that's what happened on Friday. I kind of put that down to bad trading. On Monday, it was terrible trading, and I took a big confidence hit. And then to follow it up on whilst I was profitable on Tuesday, the way I traded was just diabolical. So my confidence had taken a hit 3 days in a row. And you need to sometimes just take a step back from that. So let's take a look and see what we're talking about here, okay? So let's have a look at the month of April. So month of April, you saw Friday, big red day, $13,500. We were down. You can see here, huge red day. Gave back. At that particular time, it was about 15% of my equity position. I was almost $300,000 in equity, and I gave back $50,000. On Tuesday, I went red, over $30,000 down, and then traded. I think it was CXAI was the big one. So CXAI was on Tuesday. Let's just go back to the trade, the journal. Where are we? Journal. Okay, so Tuesday, CXAI. That was it. So no, I was down heavy, and then I came back and finished 2,000 up on CXAI. So as you can see here, I was down heavy and then came back. That was my equity curve on Tuesday. Yesterday, it was just an easy trade, and then today, it's just been one very easy trade after another. And well, quite frankly, I'm happy with that. So let's go through the actual details of today. So or of the on the month. I'll go through the actual details in a moment for the actual day. So back up to 151. So we're over goal now. We were we're 160,000 or whatever it was. 106,000 is where we were previously, and we gave back huge portion. So we're back. Not only are we over goal on the month, our daily average, as of today, our daily average is back over goal as well. So, and I'll show you how this puts us on the year, so I can actually take a little bit of time off and look at this. However, that being said, because of the big swings, if I look at April, you know, that $50,000 loss, it's really impacted my risk versus reward. I've taken massive risks on minimal reward, and this is being shown in the K ratio there. So a good K ratio is 2 or better. So 2 or better is what you should be aiming for. And as you can see there, 0.95. It's the risk versus reward. Basically, what I'm saying there is that I'm risking 1 to get 1. It's just less than, but it's going in my way. I mean, even 2 to 1 in terms of risk versus in terms of trade accuracy in April as well. So my accuracy hasn't been as good in April as it was in March, but today, I suppose the huge win today is papering over a few cracks, and I need to make sure, which is why my headspace is still not right. I still need to get over the kind of the confidence-wise. Papering over a few cracks just isn't good enough. So if I look at win-loss expectation here, risk versus reward, 300,000 versus 150,000. It's pretty much a 2 to 1 ratio there in terms of gains versus losses. But my K ratio, what I'm actually risking to get that is what's way off at the moment. If you look at that huge drawdown, the biggest drawdown for over a year, nearly $64,000 down in 3 days, and then to recover it in 3 days is nothing short of miraculous. But look, I'm not the one that makes these stocks run. I'm not the one that gets on something that makes something run 260%. It ran 260% with a big dip in the middle, which meant we could get, in effect, on that probably 500% or whatever it was that we were able to get off that. But we were able to trade that up. I mean, if I go back to the actual summary here, and we look at this on the daily, you can see how this is, how it's just moved up versus what it normally trades like, how it's moved up there to up to almost $24 from $7. and we caught pretty much all of that move. And we're trading anywhere between 2.5 and 10,000 shares, depending on the move and how expensive it was, etc. So most of the time, it was averaging about 5,000 shares at a time. I did double up towards the top end, and I went another 10,000. It got stopped out for 5, so I continued with the other 5, and then you kind of get the picture that I'm making there. But yeah, I mean that's basically why I've been able to recover that huge drawdown on that one stock. And it only takes, and I keep saying it to this everybody, it only takes one stock. If you're patient enough and you wait, you might not trade for 3 days in a row, and then that one stock comes along and makes a move like Top Financial today, and you only have to trade that one stock a week, let alone one stock a day. There's usually one stock every day that moves, but one stock a week, and you can make big gains if you're patient enough to wait for it. Now, most of us aren't patient enough to wait for it. We're not going to wait all week and just take the one trade. Come on. How many of us know when a stock is going to go 200% and go parabolic? We don't. It's that simple. So, we're looking at the 151K in April to date. So this could be one of my better months. Could be one of my best months if I have a really good day to tomorrow. It's way off on March. March, I'd have to have a 100K day tomorrow. I'd have to have my best ever day tomorrow in order to catch up to March. But look, March was an exception. We had exceptional circumstances with the bank crisis and everything else. So March, we look at the average winning trade and versus the average losing trade. They're pretty much on par with each other. Winning trade slightly higher, but pretty much on par with each other, because we've had a couple of big losses on the losing front, and we've had some really good wins on the winning front. If I look at days and times as a result of Monday, massive issue with trading on Mondays. And if I extend that out for the year, it's not just for the year, it's actually across my career. Mondays are just not profitable for me. Well, they are, but overall, they're not as profitable for me. You can see I'm actually a losing trader on Mondays across the whole year. Thursdays is my best trading day as of today. So, yeah, as of today, because of today, Thursdays are my best trading day. And also, because of today, 11 till 12 is my most profitable. But if I look at win days versus lost days, you start looking at these statistics a little bit more. And Mondays, made bigger losses on Mondays, not making as many gains on Mondays. My losses outweigh my gains. Not made a losing trade by the looks of it on a Wednesday. Wednesday is my best day. It really is. It's my most profitable day because I'm not making losses. Thursdays, losses, some losses, but mostly gains. Trade distribution tends to be on Wednesdays as well. I'm all winning days. There's no losing days on a Wednesday yet in April. This year. So this isn't just April. This is this year. So yeah, if you're not logging your trades and you're not analyzing your trades, this is great information to know. It's great information to learn. So go and do it. I would recommend it to anybody. You don't have to use TraderView. I use TraderView. You don't have to use TraderView. There are a whole bunch of tools out there. Trade Anvil, TraderView. Look, Google is your friend. If you want to use TraderView, I recommend it simply because I use it. You can find the link in the description down below if you want to use it. I'll be back at it tomorrow, trading live tomorrow. So I've taken a few days off. I'm back in the helm tomorrow, so come join me. Hopefully with a little bit more confidence. My confidence is taking a bit of a shot, so I need to take a step back. That's one thing I would say about day trading is it's an emotional gig. You put a lot of pressure on yourself. You put a lot of stress on yourself. Even if you're profitable like I am, you're still putting pressure on yourself to hit those goals. And when it doesn't go your way, as invariably it does, it has a mentally taxing and it can be mentally challenging. So it can be very stressful. And what you don't want to be doing, look, protect your mental health at all costs, which is what I've done this week. And it's important that you do that. If you don't, you're just going to end up digging a bigger hole. If you're not mentally in the right focus to trade, then don't trade. If you're not mentally in the right focus to do anything, don't do it. It's that simple. Mental health is, and certainly in more recent years, is getting a lot more of a spotlight, but mental health is extremely important. And being a trader is no different than any other profession. That it comes with its stresses and it comes with its issues. So just bear that in mind. If you're all just doing is sat at the screen trying to find stocks to trade, and you're not on your best behavior when it comes to discipline, or when it comes to trade selection, or for whatever reason you're not sticking to your strategy, or whatever the reason is, maybe you're just getting a little bit unlucky and it's not breaking in your direction, it can be mentally taxing. So just look after your mental health, guys. It's really important. Stay healthy. Come back tomorrow. I'll be doing it tomorrow from 8:30 market time, which is East Coast or New York. 1:30 p.m. my time. I think we probably won't be doing a full day session, but maybe 3 hours. We'll do three, maybe 4 hours. So from kind of 1:30 p.m. my time till 5:30, 4:30, 5:30. We'll see how we get on. You come join me and let's see if we can have another profitable day. Let's finish the week strong. Let's finish the week green. Let's finish the month strong. We are green on the month. I'm not going to give away 150K tomorrow, that's for sure. But let's have a good strong day tomorrow. I hope to see you there. In the meantime, take it easy and enjoy the rest of your evening.